Hello, gamers. We are back. Humanity is so back. I had to do a little bit of tweaking in the settings, because luckily, YouTube does let you do private streams that no one can see, so that gave me a good opportunity to play around with the settings and test what works and what doesn't. And it looks like if I'm playing a simpler game like FTL, then I can stream it at 1080p, 60 frames a second, no problem. If I'm streaming Star Sector, I think I can do vanilla at 1080p. But that's vanilla. When we throw in mods and we've got a lot of particle effects on screen, man, that uses up a lot more data. And unfortunately, I think I have to... It looks like if I want to avoid the slideshow PowerPoint presentation problem, the only way to do that with my upload speed is to get it down to 720p. But hey, it's smooth. It's buttery smooth. It does not have that slideshow effect. So it is a lot more, it's a bit of a trade-off. And I think that's going to have to be a trade-off I need to make. 2 days, 2 streams, it's getting better and better. Yeah, and there's going to be a video tomorrow, too. Just finished watching the VOD and got a stream notification, bless. Wow, that's good to know. I'm surprised people are able to keep up. If I was following this, if I was a viewer of my own channel, I probably wouldn't be able to keep up with all of them. Still 719 more P than I have. Right when you're stuck in bed with the flu. Well, I hope you get better, Alex. Yeah, it looks like I can get it at least... I can fix the slideshow issue by doing it at 720. Other game... Which kind of makes it funny because I do vanilla in the videos and I do modded in the streams, but I might actually be better off doing it the other way around. Because there's no issue recording and then uploading modded content. It's just the streams where there's so many additional particle effects that make it a lot more difficult on my upload. I just finished your VOD from yesterday and go online. Apparently there's 2 people who just did that. Isn't that funny? Guess I'll skip work today. Yep, this is a huge day for the unemployed. This is a huge day for the unemployed. Alright, well, testing out this fleet... like, the thing that I did to test out whether or not it would be a PowerPoint presentation is as I fought against this fleet repeatedly. Speaking of, I should probably delete this. Don't need a copy of it. And it turns out that the first time when I died, it was just because I was bad. And this fight is actually not that difficult. I just did it badly. Stupid question, but how exactly do you just look at a planet and see it has ruins? So the way that works is that there's going to be debris in orbit of the planet. It's not the planet itself. You've got to look like just around the planet. There's like a halo of junk. And the more junk there is, the larger the ruins. That's the way that works. So being able to look out for that can help you decide whether or not it's going to be worth it to survey the planet. Alright, let's go kill the Devourer now. 203 bonus XP. It's fine. Let's deploy it like this. These 2 will be reinforcements. Honestly, having done this battle a few times, these guys can be liabilities sometimes. Like if you're fighting the enemy capital ship and you're winning, and then one of these guys rams into it and knocks it away, that's annoying. That is annoying. That happened multiple times, so they are... At times, they can be a liability instead of an asset at times. Let me pause for a second. Just gotta make sure my computer doesn't have any issues. Last thing I would want is for it to crash. Alright, that should be good. Alright, we are good. Question, why don't we bring extra ship in our fleet just to bring some support when inevitable loss happens, other than extra fuel and supply they will eat? Because it's mostly not necessary. I mean, partly, there's a couple of reasons. Partly because some skills like flux regulation and crew training get diluted when you have more than 240 deployment points. And so, by bringing reinforcements, you end up making the first ships that go into the battle weaker. Not by a lot, mind you. It's not like a big loss, but it's a little bit. And then the second reason would be, like, it's just not necessary most of the time. Like, even against this, if let's say I wasn't running these ramming ships and instead I had just had something else that was more survivable, then I really shouldn't be losing ships, or I should just be losing them very rarely in the first place, even against more difficult enemies. And in that case, well, the extra ships that I'm bringing aren't really doing anything. Use a mod to replace space with liquid butter. Maybe that will smooth things over. That's true. I didn't think about that. So I think this is actually the hardest part of the fight, is these fuckers. The flash bomber spam is actually more difficult to deal with than the enemy capital ship. There's just so goddamn many of them. Yeah, and it looks like, so the thing, that big targeting thing, is it's launching this mine, and this mine spews out smaller mines before it explodes. Which is really cool, but very dangerous. Yeah, Flash Bomber Death Stack is kinda legit. Another thing I'm thinking about is, so I've got this Tussle Fletchet gun, which is kind of like an HVD, a hypervelocity driver in terms of its purpose. But I think what this ship needs, with all of the other weapons I've got, I need a bit more anti-armor. So I'll probably switch it over to like a heavy mauler. Which will be ironic because that means it'll have no weapons. The Scalar Tech ship will have no Scalar Tech weapons. Which is kind of funny. Here they come. Luckily I'm prepared for that. Yeah, you're kind of in the way. That's an issue. Although it is eating up those rift torpedoes, so it's got that going for it. Now, if you would just... No, okay. Move this way, please. In fact, you can go kill that thing. I'd be very happy if you did that. No, you are going the wrong way. You are using your system, and, I mean, if you die now, it's kind of not my problem. Alright, you chose to use your system there. That is on you. I didn't do anything. Yeah, see what I mean by these things? They're just not cut out for the difficulty of this kind of modded content. And I've got the reality disruptor, just gonna sunlock him. Oh, I've got to turn off my shield so I don't overload here. That was a little close for comfort. There comes 2 rift torpedoes. That's a bit of a pain. If you could just get in there and take care of that, that'd be awesome. Why are they coming in from the side? That's strange. Oh, are they... There's no way that one ship has that many bombers. That doesn't seem right. Honestly, I might be worth it to go to kill those things instead. To kind of ignore this for now. Alright, if we can outrun those rift torpedoes, that'd be great. Yes, we can. And those flash bombers are brutal. Those rift torpedoes are not coming towards me, so I'm fine. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's the overload. That's another one down. Like, there's so many coming from just these two ships. It's ridiculous. I've got to go kill them. I have to. These things are a menace. I mean, by themselves, I can just block the flash bombers, but if I'm trying to fight the enemy capital ship and a wave of these things comes in, it's just absolutely brutal. But yeah, I can see that I'm a bit too reliant on the rift torpedoes for the anti-armor. There we go. So even if it's not a ton of DPS, I would like a heavy Mauler or something similar anyways. Let's try and regroup. Is that a... What the hell is going on? So I guess a bunch of heavy machinery just spawned outside my window. I don't even know what those vehicles are, but they're very big. And they're painted yellow. Yeah, jet taking off, exactly. Still just carrying out a little military operation. Both inside the game and outside the house. Salvage rig. Maybe. Maybe. Look, the Alpha... I am going to defend myself against the Alpha Core allegations. There is no AI in this room. I am a human being. Right, I will not take this slander. Ooh, it overloaded, but it should be able to outrun those, yeah. It does look like when it gets low on health, it starts spitting out like a million flares. Which is kind of annoying. But it's kind of not going to stop a rift torpedo, that's for sure. So there we go. I think that's the key to this fight, is to take out the carriers first, because those flash bombers are a huge pain. It does look like the Hyperion did get itself killed. I assume because it was already missing a decent amount of hull when the battle started, and it probably teleported at a bad time. Everybody else seems to be doing alright. You know, the Manticore is going to lose some hull, that's... Yeah, I mean, those guys are going to lose some, that's to be expected. You are doing a good job distracting all of those. Everything is clear. Down my beloved. My favorite ship of all time. Yeah, it's a pretty fun ship, that's for sure. My first time playing with mods, like a few years ago, this was the ship that I picked out as a... Well, first I had the Filament battle carrier, which was a lot of fun. But then I switched over to this once I got it, because, I mean, obviously. Really? Are you serious, buddy? You're like a fucking lemming just ramming into it. Falling over. Like a small child playing in traffic. I don't know why I got the sub, but I'm here for the pretty spaceships. You probably got the sub because one cooler guy I think he's using it to like commit. I think he gifts a lot of memberships. I think as a way of committing tax fraud or something. I'm not sure. He just does it so much. It's got to be some kind of like tax dodging thing. My big ships be irradiating green. I think it's one of the ship's abilities. But just to be clear, that was a joke. I don't know if he's dodging taxes. He could be, in which case, I don't officially condemn it, but on the down low, I think that's pretty cool. Because nobody likes taxes, right? We hate taxes here, right? I don't have any opinions of my own, so I've got to fish for opinions from. Ooh. So we can salvage this or recover it. Cool. Ejected cache. What is that? It's got stuff. Knights of Lud blueprint package. I don't know why these guys would have this. It's a bit of a contradiction, it seems, but I'll take it. I'll take that. They've got a bit of Graviton Lance. Now that's a cool name. Another Cryoblaster. Another Rift Torpedo. Wait, can I go double torpedo? I don't know. I don't know what I would take off to do it, but I could. Or maybe I should get a cruiser that can run one of these. Speaking of, I've already got another torpedo. I have way too many Rift torpedoes at this point. Yeah, I guess I could switch over the ramming ships to like Apogees and give them both Rift torpedoes. That could be pretty fun. Bring out the Rift torpedo Apogees. Or just straight up torpedo cruisers, because you can give them like... Apogees are funny, because if you put a Rift torpedo in the large energy slot, then you don't even need a targeting unit. Right? You can just go like Squall plus Rift torpedo and call it a day. Go all in on the missiles. Just a straight torpedo cruiser. Alright, we're going to mothball this. What is this thing? Advanced... Yeah, these are the drones that it deploys. Those are pretty cool. I do like those. Advanced targeting core. Inferno Bore. It's kind of like a Hellbore, but Inferno. You feel me? Large universals. Yeah, this thing looks dangerous. Automated ship, heavy armor, advanced targeting core. It's a bit weird that heavy armor is just built in for it. But alright, I guess that's just how it is. Okay, let's opt the combat readiness and see what the built-in weapon does. I do like this bridge here with like the red glowing bits. That's kind of cool. So what does this do? So, okay, clicking is not doing anything. Do I have to use the, yeah, that's attached to the system. So I think I accidentally targeted myself. Yeah, I have no idea how to control that. But it does seem to do what it's supposed to do. If it's under AI control. So we're going to leave that. This is fine. What the heck is this thing? Experimental phase frigate. Yeah? I might actually run this one. It's a frigate. I could fit this. Yeah. Because I could switch these both over to Apogees, which would save me 10 deployment points. And then I could, instead of having you in this ship, I could switch you over to this thing. I don't know what it does, but it's an experimental phase frigate, so it's got to be good, right? Now I guess the question is, should I explore the rest of the system? I mean, I guess so. I came all the way out here, I might as well. Let's see, Dawntide Nightmares. Well... Okay, how is this a jungle world? This thing is being blasted. Is it just far enough that it's fine? There's no way any of this is habitable. Okay, you guys have a max burn of 9. My max burn is 6? Oh, is it because of this thing? This has a maximum burn of 5. Recovering this thing was a mistake. I should have scrapped this piece of garbage. It is slowing me down. I'm going to get caught by everything before I have a chance to recover. I hate even more that I spent 3 hours flying around the edge. Yeah, this place looks... the lunacy looks a bit crazy. Oh, almost like exploring here is a bit of lunacy. But the Focalors cruisers, I might run those. We'll see. I was just talking hypothetically with the Apogees. I'll have a look. Where Hyperion? It died. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Hyperion. Never to be seen again. I salute your military efforts. You were a good ship, but I mean, I guess we'll just never know. It's like Amelia Earhart. Nobody knows what happened. Just disappeared. Yeah, I guess Focalors can mount Rift. If the Focalors could mount their Rift Torpedo, then yeah, we might go with that. Oh boy, so I want to get out of here. There's too many ships. I'm going to kill these guys because it's a smaller one, but hopefully I can just jump out of here. Otherwise, like if I need to, I'm just going to fucking scrap this thing. I'm going to burn it to the ground because I'm not fighting all of these. It's not happening. Missile speed increasing system. Well, that's pretty unique. That would... I mean, if that's the system they got, that would actually work very well with Rift Torpedoes, because speed is their main weakness. What's your setup on your support ships for the hull mods? Which... Oh, you mean the... like the logistics ships, like fuel tankers and all that. Yeah, I can show that after this battle. So I'm guessing that's the little phase frigate that I've recovered. I mean, we're spamming projectiles at this thing. We should be able to kill it. Get 'em, boys. Shred 'em. Gonna hit him with a classic flanking maneuver. I am tempted to just put like 4 Rift Torpedoes on this thing. I don't think it's a good idea, but the main body can mount 4 of them. And I do have a lot of them. It's time to crush some Xenos. Well, currently we're crushing AI. Or at least, yeah, these are piloted by AI. But the Hivers are trying to attack one of my worlds, so we will be killing them. Eventually. Just gotta get out of this system first. I don't know, it looks like there's a lot more to explore in this system, but I don't think I'm I think currently my fleet's a little in it's a bit of a rough spot. So I'm gonna go repair. Try and gear up a little bit more. Man, this... like, these 2 missiles with, like, the blue energy missiles, I do like them. But, man, like... look at all of them. That has got to be eating up all of my special effects budget. It's too expensive. What mod does this enemy come from? I believe this is Knights of Lud. Yeah, I believe this is Knights of Lud. There's a lot of different things in Knights of Lud. Like, there's there's multiple different enemies and multiple different boss fights. On top of the fact that they expand on. They give a sub-faction to the existing church weaponry. So, there's just a lot of content. I think one place I still haven't visited are the Black Pulsars, though. I'm gonna have a look at those. Alright, awesome. We killed it, and now we need to get out of here. Come on, baby. Let's get out of here. A clean getaway. Flawless. This is fake. Nope, that's real. My first instinct, no, that's fake. Nope, it's the reason it's moving weird is because it's actually space bugs. My bad. I thought it was moving weird because it was fake. I could probably take him, but everything's low on combat readiness, so maybe now's not a good time. Dark Pulsar is really hard. Yeah, I bet. I bet it is. Overcargo? Hold on. Let's dump some metal. That's better. Do they still cause a ton of lag when you fight them? Well, I haven't fought them in a while, so I actually don't know. I did try using clear commands after the battle one time, and that didn't really work, sadly. There's also the Zon Empire boss. Well, I did get like a special bounty from the Zon Empire. I don't know if that counts as the boss fight. But it had like a phase ship that locks you in place. It was pretty cool. Yeah, we're munching down on supplies because we had a big battle and we got to repair. Repairs are going to be expensive. Yeah, it's going to eject me this way. There we go. There's a gate event from Knights of Blood. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. When it sends you to the special dimension. Yeah, these kinds of battles do get pretty expensive, but when you've got multiple colonies, it's affordable. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to drop these off. I'm going to go home. Let's take the gate. The Bone Zone. Hegemony Expectors. Just showing up. Damn. I'm still relatively new, but when do you think it's right to go into deep space storms, and when do you stop repairs so you can do that at a station? Well, repairing at a station doesn't, like, save you supplies or anything. It just does the repairs instantly. You're still paying the same number of supplies. The reason to stop repairs is because you're going to run out before you get... Like, you need to use... You can afford not to repair the hull, and instead just... You stop repairs so that you just focus on maintenance until you can get back to a station and buy more supplies. And then repair everything. That's why you would do that. And going into deep space hyperstorms, or the hyperspace storms, I would just do that in the... For the most part, you do that in the early game when you don't have a lot of ships, so it's not very expensive. And in the late game, you would only really do that if you've got solar shielding. I've S-modded solar shielding on every ship, so I can go into storms and just take no damage. You genuinely recommend the carrier variant of the Folklorist for Rift Torp, since the other one sometimes struggles with flux. And Rift Torp is a missiles. I see. I'll have to look at their flux stats when I get them. Trios to give the game more RAM. Well, I do have the... I have Mikohime's Java upgrade. I do have that. If we're talking about Java, but I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, I am using a newer Java. Dumb skill. What's the best... Dumb question. What's the best skill set to encourage frigate spam? If you're talking about this, then, like, probably you would pick these three, because these two benefit a lot from skills. And then pick officer management, so you can have more officers to put into more frigates. Flux regulation's pretty good, because +5 maximum events is not very big for... It's not very big for a capital ship, but it can make a big difference for a lot of frigates. Getting 5 extra capacitors is 1,000 extra capacity. Hi, I rarely get to visit your streams. Thanks for all the content you do. Can't wait for the Breachway and Orion videos. Well, good to see you, Maggie. Yeah, I do have more. I have another Breachway video. I have another Master of Orion video coming out. And then I've got ideas for... Like, I'm working on a video just covering over the patch notes for the next Star Sector patch as well. It's just, I realized after recording it that I rambled a bit too much off topic. So I need to, edit that down a bit, and then it's like, well, if I'm going to do that, then I can also add in... Because I do mention some of the things that that the developers have said on social media, so it's like, okay, I can also, not only edit down my rambling, but I can also include screenshots of what the devs have said for, to back up what I'm talking about. And then I can also add some music, so I realized might take a little bit longer than I thought. But it is coming. Look, I know you guys are going to say that you enjoy the rambling, but I think when the video comes out, you're going to agree that the editing is very good. Taking out a lot of the pauses in the breathing, taking out the ums and the ahs, just cutting it down to make it a lot snappier. But thank you. Is shielding better than S-modded efficiency overhaul and augmented drive field? I don't know. I think, well, efficiency overhaul would definitely save you more supplies if you're going slowly through storms. But but then you have to go slowly through the storms. If you try to speed through the storms, you're probably going to burn through more supplies because of the damage you take. Probably. I don't know about that for sure. Just S-modding on everything, it gives you that assurance that you can fight next to a sun, you can fight in a black hole for all you care, and you just don't care. It doesn't affect you. Alright. So I'm going to drop... Okay, storage, we're not selling these, so I'm going to drop that off. Drop that off. I guess I'll drop that off. Yeah, and I'm going to switch these over to folklores, I guess. Or maybe just one of them, we'll see. It depends. It depends. I believe Trios just does VM params and Mikohime stuff automatically, so if you already did this... Yeah, I've done both of those. I've gone into VM params, I've increased the amount of RAM that allocated to the game. And I've got Mikohime's Java upgrade. Just make an counter instead of editing them out. No. I need to make myself look like I'm good at public speaking. I need to look based and Sigma. Like I know how to use words correctly without umming and ahhing. Like I can... you see? I need to sound like I'm epic and cool. Alright, my ego will not tolerate making myself look bad. Which is why I never do it. Solar shielding really does make things go a bit smoother. Yeah. And the reduced energy damage taken, I mean, it used to be 20%, which was kind of crazy. Made it an automatic include for fighting revenants. Now at 10%, it's still good. It's still good, but like not as like required. Sigma, query, where is Sigma? You are not Sigma. What the Sigma? There's nothing more Sigma than, well, nothing more based than, well, anyway. Yeah, it might just be that my computer is getting kind of old, Andre. It might just be down to that. I might need a new computer. All right, let's see. I don't think I need... Right, I want to change this over to Heavy Mauler. I was talking about that. Which would be down here. There we go. How many story points I got? 8? Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about... So, it's definitely... it's going to be a tough choice. Turret gyros, like the turn speed is not super necessary for anything except maybe the reality disruptor. It's tempting to go turret gyros, but it's also tempting to go with stabilized shields and just max out on defense. And then I could put, like, S-mount the turret gyros on the sides and let the sides do damage. I think I'm going to go with that kind of approach. The center, I'm going to focus more on defense, buffing up the shields. Like that. And then for the sides, I might... repair unit might be good, too. Well, it's probably not that good. Actually, is there that much? There's not that much I actually want to add if I've already got... I've more or less got enough flux to pay for these things. And I've already got the weapons themselves, and this thing doesn't have shields. And I've got my fighters, so it's like, what else do I add here? I guess at that point, it's just like, grab heavy armor, maybe. Possibly. Because there's not a whole lot else that it needs. Let's see, can I afford heavy armor? No, I can't. Bulkheads, maybe. I think that's a decent idea. Because they've got all this flux capacity. That is not going towards shields, it's purely going towards offense. So you might as well... Yeah, I don't really need to invest in the flux dissipation. Let's see, I just want to order these. Like that. Turret gyros. Go down to 2 vents. Bulkheads, weapon mounts, flux conduits. Let's see, bulkheads, weapon mounts, flux conduits, repair unit. There we go. But if I was to... I guess if I just S-modded something else... You know what? S-modding heavy armor is probably completely fine, because maneuverability is going to be based off of the main hull. So, the downside of S-modding heavy armor probably doesn't exist for the sides, if I had to guess. That's kind of funny. It's like this big giant high-tech ship. And the middle is probably going to have less armor than the sides, because I'm going to S-mod heavy armor on the sides. Nice. Makeshift shields for more sustain. I don't think that works. If I scroll down for makeshift shields. Where exactly is it? Shield shunt, shield conversion. Wait, can I get makeshift shields? What? I've never noticed that before. Maybe you can get makeshift shields on these things. That would be pretty funny. Let's see. Semi-modular design. Modules can't vent individually. There it is. Modules can't be equipped with shields. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was pretty sure there was a reason that you can't put shields on the sides. Let's see. Restoring is still like 2 million, so I can't quite do that. Restoring this... Ooh, even this I'm a little short. Degraded shields is kind of a problem. Yeah, this one's a lot more affordable. And that does actually impact its performance pretty big. Yeah, funny how these guys all managed to dodge the D-mods, but the bigger guys ran into some issues. Specifically disallowed shields. I mean, you can say that it's lame, but they probably did it not for balancing, but I imagine it just looked bad. Just aesthetically. And then, you know, you can justify it by saying it's for balancing purposes, but it probably just looked bad aesthetically, if I had to guess. And as we know, aesthetics takes priority here. Because what's the point of piloting a scalar tech ship if it doesn't look pretty? Yeah, when I'm done with the simulator run, I'll show my support ships. Yeah, because the problem with these side modules is if they point their shield inwards, then it's going to clip over the central bulk, which just would look bad. Now, maybe if there was some way where they could limit where it points, so it's only allowed to point to, like, the right for the right one and to the left for the left one. If you could figure out a way to do that, then it would look better, but I'm not sure the game actually allows for something like that. Speaking of, that might be a cool idea, actually, if someone could figure that out. Is, like, make a low-tech ship with, like, a built-in downside where it's got an Omni Shield, but the Omni Shield only has a limited... Like, it can't point backwards, basically. In range. You know what? ECCM might have been a good idea. I don't think I grabbed it, did I? Especially when I've got all these missiles. It's probably worth dropping some capacitors for that. I mean, stations are a bit different from ships, so I don't know if that's directly comparable. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to crush everything. This is looking good. It's looking epic. But yeah, I totally forgot that ECCM might be a good choice here. If we look at our remains, yeah, I do want to reorganize those. I think that covers everything. Perfect. Alright, so that should help our... That should help all of our missiles actually hit their targets. That's good. And when it comes to logistics ships, this is generally what I do for an Atlas. Let's see, it's only at a maximum burn of 8. Is that... Right, it's not really an issue, because I've got... I don't need to SMod the dry fields because I've already got, what is it called? Hyperspace topography. Navigation plus hyperspace topography means that just an augmented dry field by itself is good enough. You don't need to SMod it. I like to SMod efficiency overhaul and solar shielding, and then if I have a third SMod slot, I would put expanded cargo holds. In fact, I might do that right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that right now. Expanded cargo holds normally has the big downside of increasing the maintenance cost on your ship, which kind of makes it pointless, right? If you might as well just buy an extra Atlas at that point. But then SModding it removes the maintenance penalty and increases the cargo capacity from 30% to 60%. So this is the 3 SMods that I would do for one of these ships. Then use the ordnance points to pay for a dry field, and then you can fit in an additional one. Like you might fit in insulated engine assembly, or heck, you might SMod that if you really want to. But I'm not really trying to be stealthy, so I'm not going to bother with that. I like to go with surveying equipment because surveying equipment. If you've just got surveying equipment on like on a couple of Atlases and one Prometheus, that by itself is going to make a big difference in survey costs with very minimal effort. So yeah, I've already got the auxiliary fuel tanks in this one. It's the same 3 SMods, just swap out cargo holds for fuel tanks, and then you've still got augmented dry field and surveying equipment. That's basically how I set those up. You don't go for the militarized subsystem? No, I don't. I do not. Because they do count as military ships if you do that, which counts towards which means that now they count towards the DP limit of something like crew training. So I don't bother with that. Why do I have the Buffalo? Because it's a very special Buffalo. It's apparently a ship that they added kind of as a troll to the VIC mod, where they're like, oh my god guys, this is a new ship. Everybody, there's a new ship, we're adding it to Volkov Industries. And then it turned out to just be a Buffalo that has efficiency overhaul built in. And I think that's funny, so I'm keeping it around. In fact, I should SMod that. Organizing hull mods is essential to success. That's true. That is true. You get 10% more command points in combat. That's a known fact. I wonder why the Prometheus has 30 more ordnance points and weapon mounts than the Atlas. I think that's because fuel tankers are kind of meant to be a little more viable in combat. Like, it seems a bit silly, but think about it like this. The Prometheus is the same amount of deployment points as a Hammerhead. And it comes in with the same amount of ordnance points. But unlike a Hammerhead, it's got 1,200 armor and 10,000 hull. So if you SMod like militarized subsystems and then SMod a targeting unit, you can get a decent amount of vents and capacitors, throw on some like railguns and stuff. If you get your hands on a Prometheus in the early game, it's not a bad ship. Like, it's tanky, it's got long range, and then at the same time it carries fuel. And then what's interesting about that is because it's a capital ship, it also means that any destroyers you have in your fleet can use escort package and benefit from it a lot. So that's one strategy that I haven't tried, but I have hypothesized, is like grabbing some early destroyers like this, getting escort package on them, and then grabbing this, and trying to do that as early as possible. Because that could be a very, very different way of playing the game. It might be really funny. Vanilla has like 5 Buffalo variants already, yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of part of the meme. It's just like, oh my god, guys, there's going to be a new ship, and then it's just like another variant of the Buffalo, and it's... oh, it's got efficiency overhaul. So I'm just keeping it around for that reason. So yeah, I think I'm going to visit Volkov Industries. We'll have a look for the Focalors. Yeah, I don't think I need anything else. I don't have any... Yeah, we're going to need some fuel, though. I've got plenty of cargo space. I might want to carry all of this around. Well, hold on. Let's sell this blueprint. Nah, we'll drop this off. We can just come back once we've got the ship. Sell that, sell that, sell that. Stay high on supplies. Just like that. And I think we're looking good. Oh, whoops. Apparently I sold these by accident. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I don't want to be selling the wormhole anchors. Even though I'm not using them. Actually, it's probably for the best if I just drop these off in storage so that I don't accidentally sell all of them. Just in case. You know, gotta be safe. Speaking of, I did have an extra Alpha Core, so we can try and assign that somewhere. Which is going to piss off some of the factions, but I think we're ready for them. Did he sold the Rift torpedoes? No? What the? Oh, that's what was happening. I was so confused. Wait a minute. Alright, that's... I thought I was putting them into storage, but instead I sold all of them. Okay, that's kind of bullshit. How did I not notice that? I could have sworn I was going to storage. What happened there? Alright, I guess my brain just shut off. I mean, I could sell a lot of those other ones, that's fine. Well, yeah, I don't have enough credits. You know, screw you. I'm adding credits. I'm just cheating now. Although I'm not actually cheating, I'm just getting back my equipment. That's weird. That is very strange. Because for some reason, Omega weapons sell for like normal like very close to normal prices, but then when you try to buy them back, they're insane prices. Very, very strange. How did that happen? Do you have a reload? Well, no, I didn't save in the last 15 minutes, so no. I'm just going to add back the credits that I spend here. I only really need to buy back the Omega weapons. The other stuff is not an issue. I think that's all of them. Yeah, I completely thought I was in the open market there. Or in the storage there, not the open market. That is bizarre. How did they end up over there? Yes, this is, of course, this is why you store your equipment in an abandoned station and not at your home planet. Although, unironically, it might be better for me to store all of my equipment at one of my other colonies that doesn't have a market, just to avoid this mistake. But that is very strange. I really don't know how I made that mistake in the first place. Because I put the alpha cores in here correctly. So how did the weapons end up over there? I don't get it. Yeah, it was definitely over 1 million credits. So I'm going to add those back in a second. Okay, yeah, we're about where we were before. That's funny. Ships went bye-bye, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea how that happened. But we solved it. It's fine. We're fine. I'm fine. How are you? Megaport. Wait, do I not have... no, I don't have any items here. I mean, it's kind of tempting to put an alpha core in the high-tech station. Yeah, I mean, if I delete all evidence of it and never speak of it again, you don't have any evidence that this just happened. It didn't happen. What are you talking about? That's the way it works. Alright, now we can buy our fuel, and now we can get out of here. We can skedaddle. I also do want to change this over to training, don't I? I guess I can do that later. If you forget about something that's like it never happened, true. Every crime I've ever committed, I just forget about it. So when the cops ask me, it's like, nah, bro, I don't remember that. And then they just let you off scot-free. I mean, hypothetically, of course, I've never committed any crimes. You didn't cheat, you just used a story point IRL. That's the best explanation for it. I like that. Yeah, I've got 21 prisoners. No, I'm not repatriating them. I like to watch them suffer. Alright, now let's go visit Volkov Industries. Maybe we can pick up some good ship. Yeah, actually, since I am visiting the Volkov Industries, let's see, hold on. Hey, Vicky. They don't like me. I can fix that. I'm gonna sell you some people. This is not human trafficking. This is perfectly legal. My sources, I made it the fuck up. I think in Knights of Blood there is a normal black hole world with a special gravity dynamo that has special stuff you might like. But I might be confusing it with Rat. Yeah, I do not have Rat on this one. I have heard of Cogmind. I have. I did see that video by that guy who plays that game. It's probably a bit much. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have pretty graphics. Like, what am I supposed to look at? It's hilarious how you just get to give them 21 random dudes you found out in space, and then they just love you. I mean, that's how real-world politics works. I'm not like... I've never had to engage with any of that myself, but I assume that's how it works. I've been told by a reputable source who I will not name, because his name happens to match my name, and that would make me look bad. But I promise, his name is just coincidentally exactly the same as my name. So that's why I won't name him, because it would make me look bad. But, according to my source, which is not me, but is definitely named the same as me, that's how it works in real life. Prisoner actions. Repatriate, 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 repatriate. Well, that did, what was that, 11? And now we just gained 44. I could go up to 64 if I wanted to. Repatriate, 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 repatriate. Repatriate. Alright, I think that's good. I think they like me now. I'm out of prisoners. I have no entertainment anymore. What a shame. So there's the folklore. There's also a Valifar, which is... I mean, these ships look very cool. Let's see, which version is it? Temporarily improves the mobility of missiles and fighters. I see. I don't think this... Hold on. Medium universal, medium composite, medium synergy, small hybrid, small composite. I don't think this is the missile one. Okay, yeah, it does not have a large slot. Let me ask you, does the fighter version have a large slot? Because if the missile one does not have any large slots, so it cannot fit a rift torpedo. I need to know if the other version has a large slot. Yeah. Large universal plus fighters. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going for. What a fortunate coincidence that all these random prisoners just so happen to be VIC nationals. I mean, I hope that's not the implication that they're going for. I think a lot of them are like pirates, and I guess handing over notorious pirates gives you relations? Question mark? But then the term repatriate wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, would it? Cocytus usually has them. I'll have a look. It's on the military market. Well, I can't quite afford... I don't have a commission. Although it does look like I have high enough relations. In fact, there's a folklore right there. Is this the right one? No. This does not have fighters. Man, these ships do look really good, though. These modders. These modders with their beautiful sprites. Yeah, and then nothing large on the... Yeah, so it's got only the missile ones. It does not have the fighter ones. So we'll head over to Purgatory. Then over there. Oh, that's true. You can invite them to the faction. I might be able to form an alliance with them. Although I don't usually do that. But I think if you have an alliance with them, you can... You should be able to buy off the military market, right? Your friendly neighborhood, Lockheed Martin. Well, that, but they've also got, like, genetically modified Catboys or something. So it's like Lockheed Martin if it was run by Discord mods. I'm making that up. I have no idea if that's true, but it sounds funny. So I'm going to stick with that. That's canon to this universe now. This is... Volkov Industries is actually just a descendant from Lockheed Martin from thousands of years ago, but it was taken over by Discord mods. That's how it happened. This is the true and real history of the Persian sector that they don't want you to know, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Alright, so I'll try to set up an alliance with them so I can access their military markets. Folklore, once again. Large Universal, this is the one we're talking about. Alright. Yeah, this doesn't have anything. Honestly, you might have a really good skill set up for this, although they are kind of paper thin. They're relying more on... But that's the nice thing about impact mitigation is, yeah, like field modulation's probably better on this ship, but impact mitigation protecting the engines is still decent. Just the fact that it can do that is still makes it still decent. No, not military options. Repair. And restore. I'm gonna have so many fighters. Because I've got 5 here. I'm gonna have 11 fighters. That's actually over the limit for these skills. Which is funny. And considering I've only got like a Hyperion and this, I might actually be better off with these. Although it's a bit debatable, I guess. Because they are going to be die-loaded a little bit. But yeah, I'm starting to get a lot of fighters here. That's funny. That was never the plan. My monetary backing and lobbying for the folklorists has paid off. Yes, that's right. I am a sellout. And I will use ships if you bribe me. I mean, that's the lesson we've all learned today, I think. So we've got these fighter bays. We've got small turrets. These are obviously for point defense back here. These... I mean, I would love to use railguns here. But then again, we've got these slots. Maybe I could get away with, like, light needlers or instead of missiles. But then again, a couple of Reapers would be nice. What the heck is this thing up at the front? What does this do? I see. Oh, it doesn't even... I assumed that this would be an ammo-based weapon, but it looks like it's not. It just shoots. 800 range kinetic. On hit, dealing 4 fragmentation damage. Explosion has a 5% chance to deal 100 high explosive damage. Interesting. So it's got a small... So, I mean, with that large volume of projectiles, some of them are going to trigger the high explosive damage, which is then going to strip off the armor. And they do a little bit of bonus fragmentation damage, so they're decent against hull. I mean, this thing just seems like it's kind of good at... I mean, against heavier armor, it's going to struggle, but against shields, it's great. Against hull, it's great. It's, that's a lot. And the system radar array temporarily improves the mobility of fighters and missiles. That's going to be real good for the old Rift torpedoes back here. Yeah, so outfitting this is going to be fun. Although ideally, we could grab a second one. The only problem with that is if I grab a second one, then I'm only going to have 4 ordnance points, or not ordnance, deployment points left for combat ships. So what's my last ship going to be? Ooh. What's my last ship going to be? A Lasher? How could radar improves engine output? Well, I think the idea is it improves their ability to navigate safely so they can just turn up their engines. If you ask. I think that's the assumption there. A Wolf is 5 deployment points, unless you mean like the Pirate Wolf, which is not very good. Transport shuttle Kite, please. Well, I guess we'll just take this. And we'll see if we can find more. Yeah, combat endurance is good. I'll probably... Yeah, I want to retrain him to switch around, because I don't want him to be aggressive. I'd rather be less... well, it is carrier, so maybe. But yeah, missile specialization seems good. Systems expertise seems alright. Target analysis. The only thing that I would probably change is impact mitigation, but even then it's like fine. It's whatever. Ballistic mastery? Ooh. That is a ballistic weapon, right? Yeah. So ballistic mastery might be good as well. Although impact mitigation plus damage control is going a bit overboard. For yeah, this Robert Smith would not be well cut out for that ship. Why did they look exactly like they were flying towards me, but then they just didn't do anything? That was odd. Alright, what ships have you got? You've got the big bomber wing. That's cool. That's cool. So you do have folklores back here in the military market. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how, if I can, how do I make an new alliance? Yes. Wow, that was complicated. But I should be able to access their military market. Yes, I can. So we went from being suspicious to now being part of my alliance. That's cool. Yeah, this has the radar array, which means it's the same kind. Radar array, yeah. Or no, wait, radar array is both of them. No, that's medium universal. Okay, I've got to look for fighter bays. Medium universal. Medium universal. So all of these are the missile ones. Not the fighter ones. That's kind of crazy. Hey, this got a large hybrid. Maybe I should run this one, but we'll see. What the name of the alliance? That's a great question. What is our mighty alliance name? Integrated Federation. Which we can rename. Oh, okay. I'm going to vouch for Valifar like a VIC shell I am. Try it, it's great. Even under AI control, that's the question. Bribers United. Yeah, I do think we stand united on the whole idea of taking bribes. Chad Sixcus is wild? Is it wild? Oh yeah, VIC. But I'm not Chad Vicus. Okay, I get it now. Faberge holders. It's virtually untouchable outside of fighters if you build it for range. Omnilums gives 400 speed briefly with 5 charges. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I might try that. Based... Wait a minute. I'm sitting here. I was gonna come up with something on my own, but you know what? Base department. Hello? Base department? That's a good idea. Let's go with that. Ring ring. Hello? Is this the base department? I think that's a good name. That's a... We are in fact the base department. Chadicus unit is now a part of the base department, officially. I like it. What the hell is this? Right click on an ability slot. New ability. Hold on, I didn't know that was a thing. The unknown location is located in the unknown location. Epic. Alright, so this is... It says it's currently traveling, but it's not saying how many days. So, are they already there? Is that what's going on? Yeah, I still need to deal with this. Okay, your description team has recovered a novel transverse jump protocol from the AI's flagship's wreckage. This one will allow you to travel from anywhere in hyperspace directly to Luna Sea with a long cooldown. Oh, I see. Gotcha. I comprende. So if I go to the... If I go here... Where is it? Oh, you know what? I probably can't access it right now because I'm not in hyperspace. No, there it is. Yeah, you just jump straight to the Luna Sea. Okay, so now that I've been to the Luna Sea, I don't actually need to go back there manually. I can just jump there whenever I want. Cool. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll see if I can try to pull more people. That might be the next goal, is before I go kill the bugs, I need to, like, go through a whole arc where I get humanity to sort of, like, stop fighting each other and, like, work together to fight the bugs in like, a big alliance, right? I think that's what I need to do. Stream's been really smooth, by the way. I think it never lagged today. Yeah, that's what I did play around with the settings, so it should not have that stuttering anymore. It should actually be nice and smooth. But yeah, I think that's the whole arc we're going on. Because, you know, this is like a movie, right? In the movie, there's always, like, the humans, there's the enemy is coming, but everyone's too busy infighting, and then the protagonist has to come along and say, guys, stop fighting. Fighting is bad. Unless you're fighting the bad guys, in which case fighting is now good because they are bad. And then everyone is like, wow, that's that's a good point. I see what you're saying. And then they all band together and fight the bad guys. And I think that's the arc we need to go on. I need to go and recruit as many factions as possible into the base department. And then glass anyone who disagrees, because clearly they've been subverted by the bugs. The bugs, they're already in control of those guys. If you don't want to be part of the base department, you are a bug lover. That's what you are. And we don't want any bug-loving people in our base department. So we gotta glass them, and then we can go glass the bugs. I think that's the way it's going to work. Very base story arc, exactly. You're cringe. True. Yeah, tell them that buggers are the ones who ruined the Persean sector. Exactly. This is the way that it works. Robert Smith starts sweating profusely. He has nothing to worry about. Alright? We all understand it's a skin condition. He's just a... You know, he's been a good guy. He's a good guy. I don't think... Hold on. I might be able to find another one. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, I'll grab that other cruiser. Alright, normally I do like using... So I have a thing in my brain where I do like using multiple cruisers of the same type. Just because it makes the fleet feel a lot less like a cobbled together, like, junker fleet, and more like a well-defined military unit. I like to have, like, I don't like having solo cruisers. Which, if you look at my videos, you'll probably notice that. But here, because I'm trying to show... I'm playing with a bunch of mods, I probably should be showing off as many different ships as possible. And so having a bunch of one-ups is probably better. So, we're going to go buy that ship. The Valifar. And we're going to... yeah, but that leaves us with a really awkward number of deployment points. We got 7. And then if I could bring back that other Kobold, and that would get us up to 8. And that would leave me with 2 left over for, like, a kite or something. Not that I would need that, but it would be funny. Some VIC frigates are 7 DP. I haven't seen that. Maybe I should look for that. How much are Flictors? Flictors are 10 and 6. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Moist Critical. I've just got to say it. The bug lover situation is crazy. All right, this is like that time that Joe Biden ate that ice cream cone and then walked off and looking lost. That's how humanity is when they've been fighting the bugs, because they are totally lost without my guidance. I think that's a direct quote from Charlie, by the way. I would know. My source... You already know my source. Yeah, I don't see any 7 deployment point ships here. It's a really awkward number. The only ship I can think of in vanilla that's got 7 is the Mule. Wait, does this ship have better armor? Probably not, because it's a VIC. Well, it's cheaper in deployment points, and it's got slightly better armor, so I guess it's got that going for it. Gotta love those medium missiles. Get some Typhoons in there. Or probably Resonators, to be honest, because I got a lot of those. In fact, these slots can probably be antimatter SRMs, now that I think about it. Alright, let's get out of here. It's time to go home. Build for Valifar. Well, I'm going to experiment with it a bit. We're probably going to throw on a bunch of Omega weapons, right? We're going Omega on this. You should now break the Alliance just for the memes. That would be funny. But I think the idea of the base department coming around and recruiting in the entirety of humanity might be funnier. I mean, it's like the Ghostbusters. We could have called ourselves the Bugbusters too. That could have worked. I didn't think about that. But base department is pretty good on its own, so I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, we're gonna go into those Omega weapons. We're gonna grab those. Rift torpedo? Hell yeah. I don't know what even is this? Design type. Dusk. Classic Mule W. True. You're absolutely the right, Glyph. The Mule being being at 7 deployment points, it's just a W. It's inarguable. Alright, where are the burst lasers? I want those. Yes. Let's fit those out. And we can also get fighters. Double Trident? Probably not. They are getting... Man, I can't believe the Tridents are coming down by 5 ordnance points. That's massive. That's pretty crazy. The Trident situation is crazy. If I've only got 2, it might be worthwhile to just... Oh, I've only got 4 of those. If I had a bunch of flash bombers, I would consider putting them on everything. Just to spam the enemy. I would recommend the interceptors you have on the ground. I see, that would make sense. But the thing is, I want to use them. I could try the Sturmfighter. Heavy Sturmfighter, and pair that with like broadswords, because those have the same top speed. I'm going to need, of course, do I even need a targeting? Well, I do need it for the built-in autocannon, yeah. Huh. How many stroke points I got? Not a lot. And I need to use them for solar shielding. First. So we're in a bit of a tight spot here. I guess this is what we're going with for now. Dude, modded ships look insane. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, we're going to let this guy have a chance. Let's see what he's made of. I would like to move the elite skill over to the missiles to take more advantage of that, but for now it'll have to wait. I mean, we're going to go up against the Conquest. That's a good test target. So it's got this big guy supported by the fighters, and then it boosts them with the system, and they really go running. It's not like a small boost. That's a large speed boost. Look at that flux buildup. My God. Alright, this might be a that might be a bit much. but I like it. It is very cool, undeniably. Holy, wow. That was a lot. I think I'm going to leave these slots empty for now until if I have to choose between, like, once I get some S mods, once I S mod this, I'll be able to afford those. But for now, I think I'm going to leave those slots empty. Yeah, the torpedo might be a bit much. Maybe. Possibly. I mean, if you look at the flux here, it's fine. It's just that the up-front flux is going to be insane. It does have missile specialization, which is a good thing. Elite combat endurance is not super useful here. Systems expertise is fine. So yeah, I would want to switch combat endurance over to missile spec and probably switch systems expertise over to impact mitigation for that maneuverability. Probably. I think I only need these two at the front. I don't really need these right now. Let's try that again. Let's see if it overfluxes now. It's still going to be a lot of flux, but it should have enough capacity left over. Yeah, I could try using the Tiniola if it's still an issue. Oh, wow. Did you see that? When I activated the radar array, these two plates, like, moved out, and now there's, like, glowing shit. Damn, that's so cool. Stuff like that is very cool. Yeah, I've got to say, it's the antimatter SRMs that are doing most of that. Right, the Rift torpedo was fine. Or if you look closely, the Rift torpedo was completely fine. It's the double SRMs that are just burning through the flux. Although I am assuming it does that because it feels like it's in a safe enough position. If I was to put it up against multiple enemies, it would probably be a bit safer with it. Alright, so let's put it up against a bunch of destroyers and a cruiser and see if it feels like, if it still dumps all of that and dies, that would be a problem. Imagine fielding a gun that has a 4% chance to be fully effective. Well, I mean, it still does like high kinetic DPS even when the explosions don't trigger. So it's like mostly an anti-shield weapon. But because it fires so many projectiles that some of them are going to trigger the explosions and also be good against armor. Yeah, it still just fires them off. It's just like, it just doesn't care. I think what I need to do is take off as a, like, I need to take away your toys. Like, that's too much. Alright, you are going on a timeout. Alright, we'll give you like a light needler instead. How's that? That should be better. I mean, the double antimatter SRMs was pretty cool, but like, it's a bit much on the flux. Yeah, if you paint ships red, they go faster. If you paint ships purple, they can phase longer. Yeah, it just fires them off? Okay. One antimatter SRM, it's still building up a lot of upfront flux, but it's more comfortable. That's a lot more comfortable. Yeah, surprisingly enough, it's not the Rift torpedo, it's the SRMs. I mean, look at this. I'm a lot more comfortable with that. In fact, it might be good to switch this out for something cheaper. As much as simple as it is, it might be time for the Claw. Or I could do the 14th battle group broadswords, because these ones, they're a bit slower, and you only get 2 instead of 3, but they have enough flux stats to fire constantly, so they actually have higher DPS than the regular broadswords. And the saved points means that I can do this. And in fact, I can get heavy hardened shields, right? I can afford that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now that's a ship. I think that's what we want. I'm at work, so I can't participate much, but for the comments for the algorithm, well, I appreciate that. Damn, I missed 84 minutes. Hope the shift testing goes well. Yeah, this is a... Honestly, ship testing in this game can go on for so long that one of these days I might just be like, humanity is testing ships, and the entire stream is just testing builds. That could happen. Humanity is testing ships. Get ready for some epic and cool ship testing. I mean, look at this thing. It has no respect for the Conquest. It's driving straight up to it. Honestly, with that main gun at the front, I'm thinking it doesn't actually need the Light Needler. This is redundant. So instead, I could use a missile and save the flux cost. I might even just go with like a simple Reaper. Get a little more. Yeah, there we go. This is what we like. I think this is good. I think this is good. I've absolutely spent 90 minutes outfitting my three main flits with all the random mod weapons I can find. Yeah. I mean, you can spend it... You can easily spend 90 minutes outfitting vanilla ships, which is pure vanilla content. Once you throw in mods, it gets a little crazy. Would it be worth using slower fighters? Well, these are kind of slower. Like, they've only got a top speed of 180. And you see that? That's good. That's good. That's what we like to see. Okay. If anything, ordnance expertise might be good here. And then we get this ship, which also has a large large hybrid. Yeah, that's not... No rift torpedoes here, I guess. So we're going to go with the resonators instead. Humanity is testing ships. To support humanity, donate a Reaper to your nearest base department. True. Why don't they sell this game on Steam? Because the explanation that they've given is that Steam, for an early access game, is expecting consistent updates, and while the updates are good, they do take a while. So they want to release the game. If they release the game on Steam, they would want to do it after it's finished. Okay. So probably like that. These are facing backwards, so point fence. Okay. This thing's not going to have any forward-facing two-point defense. It's going to rely on shields. That's fine, I guess. And if I try to go shields now, yeah, I'm going to run out of points. We'll see. 14 is definitely not enough. These resonators are maybe a bit too expensive. I might have to go with Reapers or something. Large hybrid. I mean, if I've got light needlers, it is tempting to go for like an auto pulse laser. On the flip side, I could use these for point defense, and I could try like, yeah, I do have resonators for long range kinetic damage, so I can follow that up with like hypervelocity drivers or something similar, like the Rexon. We could go with the Diablo Avionics Rexon. Those have 1,000 range. Get like a Tachyon Lance in here. Do I not have any Tachyon Lances? I must have sold them. Yeah, I think Tachyon Lances are one of the weapons I sold by accident. Apparently, I could have sworn I would just have more in storage, but I guess not. drop that there, and then maybe some point defense up front if necessary. Speaking of, I'll drop those. Going too low. Hold on. Well, actually, I could buy more burst lasers since I'm running low. Like that. Let's see how this thing does. What mod are those broadswords 14th? Those are from Iron Shell. I see the forward dodge, sideways dodge. Yeah, I see that. So it's got resonators, it's got Rexons. It's a little skittish. It's not sure it wants to attack yet. It's thinking about it. To attack or not to attack? That is the question. But that Tachyon Lance is going to cause some EMP damage through the enemy shields. It can actually dodge pretty well. Yeah, I think it needs better shields, that's for sure. But that's going to come after I get some S-mods only. Ooh, easy there, bucko. Shield shunt plus ramming the enemy ship is OP, you don't need guns. Pather spotted in the wild. Yeah, I think this thing could just use a little more shields so it's a little more confident, but I'll use my last story point here. Yeah, I think it's worth getting hardened shields. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe even drop these. If anything, fill these with mining lasers. I gotta have some mining lasers lying around. There we go. There we go. This should be good. It's got the double resonator, the double Rexon for kinetic damage, and then a Tachyon Lance for some punch. I mean, I really, like, the double antimatter SRAM was really cool. It's just it uses up way too much flux. So, sadly, we're going to have to stick with the one. Give the cascade emitter a try. I know it can be good, but it's usually better if you can close the distance. Because then it generates, like, it uses more flux than a Tachyon Lance, and the beam itself does less damage. So you really need to close the distance and generate a bunch more of those explosion rifts. And I don't think any of my ships really want to be that close. Except maybe this one. But I'm already pretty happy with the weapon setup here. So I don't think I'm going to be using the Rift Cascade emitter in this one. Do you plan on doing a redacted tier list or nah? Well, Glyph Missouri, I am planning on that. In fact, I was working on it like a couple weeks ago, and then I just kind of got sidetracked. But I do have like half of the weapons recorded. I just need to finish recording the other ones and then put it all together. Does anyone know how many people are working on this game? There's one developer. Then there's a guy who does the music, there's a guy who does the art, but there's like one person who's actually like working on developing the game. Like the original team was 4 people in total. I believe the second programmer died, I believe. So now it's really just Alex programming the game, although I do believe David, the art guy, also helps with that a little bit. Damn. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, if you go to the credits, there's like 4 people mentioned. That is one hell of a fact to tune in on. Yeah, well, you tuned in at the right time. Oh my god. Alright, well, you know what time it is. Clear commands might be able to fix this. If I remember correctly, the command is like C clear. No. That's not right. It's C smart clear, I think. But when it's taking this long to save, I'm pretty sure that's the cause. There's too many. Oh, if he put it on Steam, he might have money to finish the game. I'm pretty sure he already has money to finish the game. It has sold already. It's sold pretty well already. And the colonization guide. I'll be honest, I haven't started that one. I want to do the Omega tier list first, but then I got sidetracked with other stuff that I want to do. So it's like the guides are coming down a pipeline, you can think of it. And the pipe has just been off. I've just been doing other stuff. So it might be a while before the colonization guide. Okay, so I was going to do C smart clear. 6 void creatures, 0 hiver. That's not a lot. Did that really fix it? Well, hold on. Well, let's try saving again. Absolutely fucking not. That did not fix anything. Alright. It's time to nuke it. Alright, we gotta restart the game because it's dead. We have to, well, it doesn't want to close because it's saving, so let's see. Really? I don't see it anywhere in my task manager. That's odd. This is deeply sad, yes. It is time to weep. If I just end Java. There we go. Yeah, alright, task manager, just nuke Java, and there we go. Now, the game is forced to close. Excellent. Yeah, C smart clear only removed like 8 fleets. That's definitely not where the issue is. Game died of cringe or what? It actually died of peak. Right, because this, my gameplay is just too peak, so it died. It's the opposite of dying of cringe. Hope that doesn't corrupt saves. I don't think it does. Seems like a recipe for save corruption. Nah, there's no way. That wouldn't happen. Besides, there's a built-in backup save in your save files. I just need to... I forget. Someone on Reddit explained how to use it. I don't remember. See, look at that. Absolutely nothing wrong. Save corruption? Nah. Not even a concern. Wouldn't happen. Alright, what else have I got to do? Okay, so I did see that. Currently in system. Okay, so let's go kill them. Let's go kill some bugs. Let's see. So, it looks like the Zon Empire is still fending off the Hivers for now. It's time to squash some bugs. Yeah, it looks like they took the sensor array. So they're definitely here. They're currently fighting the station. Okay, I guess clicking on the station. There we go. Now we can... I mean, it's not even a big fleet, so we can crush them pretty easily. Wasn't there a tournament that a YouTuber was hosting that you were going to join? Yeah, that... I did, and it does seem like he's going to post that relatively soon. Alright, we're going to give them a chance to prove themselves. In fact, I'm going to deploy everything except my flagship. That seems like a good idea. This is a Star Fortress, yes. So it should be fine. Awesome, hope to see that soon. So do I, because I have no idea how I performed. I would like to find out. Yeah, for some reason my stations spawn in with Ulans instead of Tachyon Lances, which is awesome. It's very cool. You have an older spindle mod? Now the gown costs like 80? Really? They buffed it. Why? I was not under the impression that it needed a buff. Yeah, look at that. Yes, I do like that. You can see the Rift Torpedo just eating a fighter and it just keeps going. Wait, yeah, this thing is 20 deployment points and this thing is 23. So they're both cruisers, but this one looks a lot bigger, which is probably why this one's so much faster. Burn! You can see the broadswords zooming. Maybe zooming a little too much. But they are zooming. Broadswords are not beating the zooming allegations. Yeah, alright, I like them. These cruisers are doing nice. Yeah, their expedition failed, because of course it did. They foolishly thought they could stand against my forces. But the only thing they can stand against is the wall as I put the gun to the back of their head. So where have you obtained the battle station class ship? Are you talking about the actual battle station, or are you talking about the Gone class? The Scalotech ship. Let's see, take control, proceed, leave. Alright, so now we get kitted out. Who do I have good relationships with? The hegemony. I still got good relationships with these guys. I could invite them to join. And the church. Wow, actually. That's a lot of people. Although, the problem with them is that they're already part... Because they have sub-factions, and this is one of the downsides to things like Knights of Blood and Ironshell, is that they automatically form alliances with the main faction that they're attached to, which makes sense. But it does make it a lot harder. It means that if I want to start my own faction alliance, getting them to join means that it's hard. Wait, why is it called Integrated Federation? No. There we go. What the? Okay, hold on. I'm hitting enter. Based department. Okay, we got it. We fixed it. There we go. Yeah, the downside to these is that getting them to join, even though I'm on good relationship with them, because they're already in alliances, getting them into mine is not really an option. Which sucks, because I would love to bring them all in, but then they would have to lose their current alliances, which just isn't a thing. Is it seriously pronounced gone and not like gone? Gown? As in wedding dress? I have no idea. I'll be honest. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I call it Gone. That's just what I say. Everything in Scalar Tech is named after seamstress terms. That would actually make a lot more sense. I don't know, I just never thought gown as being a particularly... I just didn't think it was like a cool, like, capital ship name. So Gone sounds a bit more intimidating. But if that is the gimmick for their names, that makes a lot more sense. It's more consistent. Basically trying to convince the Pope to join the based department. I mean, you know, if I was in Italy, I might be doing that with the real Pope. I'm like, hey, I need to get into the Vatican. I need to talk to the Pope about the base department. Let's see, I can bring along... Yeah, I can bring along one more. So I've already got this thing kitted out. Guess I might as well. Who do I want to put last? Well, I'll probably have to put these two last, because these two are fairly fast as far as cruisers go, so putting them dead last is probably fine. Because if I deploy them later into the battle, they can catch up real quick. Yeah, that looks good. You can't quite restore these yet. Those can go into storage. You know, artifacts of an older era. The 4 ramming ships. You know, we salute the ramming ships. They have served their time, and now we move on. They go into storage. It does tell a story. The ship hangar does, in fact, tell a story. Mostly of the enemies I've killed. But there's a few friends in there, too. It's like seeing the face of an old friend you haven't seen in years. Why not replace the mining lasers near the core with some LRPD lasers? Just to save ordnance points, because, like, that's a lot of lasers. If I replace them with LRPDs, that's an extra 3 ordnance points per slot. And if you look at just the front ones, would be 18 ordnance points, which that would take me down to that. Like, that's a noticeable amount of flux that I'd be giving up to upgrade these, and I don't think it's worth it. That custom scalar cruiser you have in storage is OP. Possibly. I don't need an Invictus. Nah. Maybe if I kill one, then I'll store it away. Gonna need more of that. Gotta get more juice. My ships are thirsty. I gotta get more juice. And I've got 1 story point. I'd like to collect more. Let's go to bounties. Yeah, the bounty board is... Yeah, I think I've done all the special bounties at this point. Possibly, because they're not really showing up anymore. Those are just pirates. I don't really want to fight pirates. Kind of bored of pirates. But I could fight a deserter from Volkov. What's the closest gate? There's not a lot of time left on that one. Giant primary star. So it's this one. And Volcanic World. Okay. Have I scouted out this system? No, not at all. Where's the Gates? There they are. Manuela. Let's head out there. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna avoid deploying the gown for this one because I think it would make it a little too trivial. So I want to just observe. I want to see how my new ships do. ideally. Yeah, it might be... that's what I was thinking. I might have done them all, or I might just be too far from the core worlds to have new bounties popping up. But I did do a lot of the special ones, and after a while they stopped showing up, so maybe. My great-grandmother was called Manuela. Well, that's a coincidence, if I've ever heard one. It's quite the coincidence, yeah. You have detailed combat results on? I do, because I was using it for something else, and then I loaded up the game one time without, and I forgot that I had it turned on, and now I can't remove it from the save file, so it's here to stay. Looks like, yeah, that finished the ground defenses. No, it finished the patrol HQ and it's starting the ground defenses. Okay. How long have we got? We should have enough time. No, we can... no, remove that. Remove that. Am I not allowed to remove this? From the important tab, really? Are you sure? What about now? What if I go here and I put it in? Okay. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? No, I still have to... okay. Cool. I guess this is just here now. I guess that notification is just going to stick around. Wait, fully surveyed? I could have sworn I had never been here before. But alright. 3 stars, more like easy. Let's see, Manticore can hang out next to the capital. It looks like this thing is actually getting assigned to capture the point rather than the frigate. That's kind of funny. That's how fast it is. Now let's chill on that one. Well, I don't really need the capture points, to be honest, so we're just gonna engage the enemy. I mean, you can do that to distract them, but everyone else, I would rather fight the enemy. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you got hit with purple juice. I don't know what it does, but you turned purple. I saw that. Now this guy is sitting at such an insanely long distance. I know you have an aggressive pilot. Is there any particular reason you don't feel like actually fighting? Like, you're a battle cruiser. You've only got 2 fighter bays. Come on now. I mean, the siege lasers are siege lasering. Seems to be going pretty well. Yeah, unfortunately, Rift torpedoes are probably not the best choice against... oh, well, it actually did hit. I'm kind of surprised. I thought it would just, like, jump away and then outrun the torpedo. But I guess not. That's kind of funny. Bruh. The Reaper actually bounced. That's crazy. And then the second one gets dodged, of course. Alright, so it's doing its job. It's for some reason just targeting outliers that are... It's unfortunately just getting unlucky and targeting ships that can outrun it, and then chasing them forever. That's all. Yeah, I mean, if you could just sit there and outrange them with the Sky Splitter, we're doing good. Yeah, I mean, it's that's true. Its gun is basically an A-10 Warthog. Yeah, no, I think it just got unlucky and decided to aggro on a ship that can just outrun it. So it chased it for a while and got in an odd position. Yeah, see, now it's doing its job. Look at that Rift torpedo. That's what we like to see. Although now it's in a really awkward spot. It's a little surrounded. Hey, I think you'll be fine, though. Alright, hey, hello? Eradicator. You might want to move. You know what? I might... that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade in the Eradicator for another ship that's actually... Because this one's 18 deployment points. If I trade this out for another... I could grab another mod ship that's 20 deployment points. And it looks like the Hyperion's going to win that one. Might take a while, but it is going to win. Whoa. Hey, look. Twins. But mine's better. See? Mine's better. I mean, that one's probably not got the B series Fortress Protocol or whatever. Second Valipar, I'll think about it. Although I think I'm gonna, you know, I'll probably go for something different, just to show off as many ships as possible. And seriously, those Diablo Avionics siege lasers on the Sky Splitter are a really good choice. Is that Tachyon Lance? Got him. And Rift torpedoes just look really cool. There's no denying that. Sweet, sweet overloads. So yeah, this is like 40% bonus XP for this fight, and I still crushed it without even deploying my flagship. It's an easy sweep. Here come the resonators. Here comes the airplane. Open wide. I've got resonators on like everything. Well, not everything, just a couple of, just the Cobals and this thing, but it's enough. Now we pursue the rest. I mean, I actually don't want to deploy all of that, just the frigates. I gotta say, they are cool to fight as enemies, and I'm using some of their ships, so yeah, good ships. I like them. Isn't the long Diablo Cruiser 20 DP? Well, I might have to have a look at that. So that covers that bounty. Is there anything else? I mean, there was a Hyber one, but we're not doing that. You know, it's still... that's got to be a bug. It must be. I got cash. Pirates Vengeance Fleet, of course. Something that will be a complete non-issue. It might be time to do some commerce raiding. By commerce raiding, I mean, I believe the way that you deal with this is with a little tactical bombardment. with your transponder off, and we... Yeah, it's the one with Kanta's Den where you don't need your transponder, right? Although, instead of a tactical bombardment, I could do a saturation bombardment. But no, the core worlds would hate me, wouldn't they? Even though they're bugs, the core worlds would hate me, I'm pretty sure. That would be annoying. So it's either I have to, like, go through the process of invading the planets, or I bombard them and everyone doesn't like me. Is that how that works? I could raid them until they decivilize. That's another option. Are the Hivers actually as dangerous as people say? Well, they're kind of powerful in combat, and they are stronger than the other factions. But if you've got a few modded factions in your game, they're not gonna... I mean, we're many years into the game. They still haven't taken over the core worlds, but they have done a pretty good job at getting a foothold. It takes a while. Invade Chakra, give it back to Scalar, make them join the Alliance. Yeah, I might do that. Bombard Hivers doesn't affect relations, I think. Well, I might try it. I can, like, quick save before doing it. Wait a minute. This 86 RN. Oh, that's the last... That's like the last Diablo Avionics station. Yeah, 99ES. This used to have Staging Point Eclipse. Yeah, this... I was wondering, because they know they have 3. I know Diablo Avionics has 3 systems, but the middle one got just completely removed. That's rough, buddy. Yeah, I think I'm going to deal with Tritachyon first. We're going to important, let's see, Colony Crisis. We've got Contest Protection, so we're fine there. Melodic Path is not happy. We're still waiting on the Persean League, which is going to be a pain. Tritachyon's actually the least. It's only +3. But I guess it's only +3 because we've already triggered their crisis. Or have we? Yeah, I think I paid them off. Can you loot the station? That's a good question. We might be able to loot the staging point. It's possible. I'm not sure. Alright, do you guys have any, I mean, it's a military market, but they don't have a whole lot going on, so, unfortunately... I'm gonna move on. Oh, leave me alone. I sold a little bit of metal on the black market. Deal with it. It's just a teensy little bit. Just a crumb. I could look at custom production. See, size. We're looking for cruiser. Those are Folklores. The Kressel. Ah, the Kressel carrier with the 4 fighter bays. That is potentially an option. But at that point, we've got a lot of carriers if I do that. Tamarisk, 22. Another Valifar would be 20. Lotus, 20. Missile Cruiser, Missile Autoforge. 1 large, 3 mediums, 4 small composite. Armaments, custom lower left, custom lower right, custom top left, custom top right. What the hell does that mean? Wow. This is a lot more sparse than I thought it would be. In fact, our only capital is this thing, the Oriax. Well, no, we've got the Retribution too. Okay. Yeah, the Retribution, the Verge, No, that's a cruiser. Yeah, so it's just the Retribution and the Oriax. And this thing looks like a... Well, it's the same deployment points as a Griffin, but it's got more missiles. I'm curious why it says custom lower left, custom lower right. That's a bit odd. What are the stats? 0.8 shield efficiency. That raises an eyebrow. Well, I guess I'll buy it and have a look. Elegant tank holder, that's correct. Yeah, it'll take a couple months, but we'll see how that Lotus does. Heron is 20 deployment points too. Yeah, but I'm thinking about... I've already got plenty of fighters in my fleet. I don't want to go with a pure carrier. Module names change after variant name. Oh, I see. Okay. So all of those quote-unquote armaments are the modules attached to it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's got impact mitigation, so he's kind of set up for... And he's got missile specialization, so he's set up for this. I've got 2 story points. I think I'm going to retrain you. Like that. I'll leave you aggressive, though. I think you're fine. It's Magek. Do I need an operative to raise relations, or can I just collect more prisoners and do that? Or turn in a bunch of cores? Or I can just stash these up. I mean, sure, it's probably worthwhile to have operatives, but I am 100% going to forget about them if I grab them. Are unlikely to raise issue. Jump keeping the transponder off. Yeah, okay. So the church and the hegemony are beefing. It's not my problem. I'll just buy a bit of fuel while I'm here, and then I'm going to use it to bomb you guys. There's a supporting fleet, you say? So I believe I'm going to have to beat the orbital station, and then I can bombard. Yeah, I probably should be picking up operatives. It's just not a mechanic I'm super interested in. I mean, this is just easy mode. It's time for the siege of a lifetime. This thing is fucking massive. It's a tiny little station, too. Wow, Tritachyon actually is a low-tech station. That's interesting. We are way overkill, but it's necessary. We're displaying dominance. Yeah, this thing with its Omni Lunge is pretty fast, so it's pretty good at killing frigates. Yeah, we'll let that guy get away. It's fine. Yeah, we lost 3 relation. That's fine. Bombardment, tactical. Not even a lot of fuel. Yeah. Stability reduced by 1. Alliance vote base department. War with Tritachyon. Pass. Sure. Is that how that... Okay, this doesn't seem... Hold on. I don't usually use tactical bombardment, but... That wasn't a saturation bombardment. They shouldn't know it was me. Right? If I understand correctly. That'd be quite strange. It'd be very peculiar. You want to raid, not bombard. Yeah, that's probably right. But oh well. I mean, at the end of the day, I can afford a war with them. A bombardment always makes you hostile. Okay. Well, I think this is fine. Either way, I think we're going to be fine. Step 2, buy some Marines. I don't really want to carry around a ton of Marines, but I guess that's what we're going to have to do at this point. Yeah, let's go visit Citadel Arcadia. Let's see what they've got. Production report. Yep, it's not quite finished. Yeah, you raid industries to solve crisis. Yeah. That does sound right. I wanted to try, I've not really done a whole lot of bombardment, despite being a Starsec player. I know. Star Sector players are known for bombing things, but it's just not something I do very often. So I was kind of unsure what would happen. Yeah, the merchant convoys as well, but I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, the progress points you get from raids are a lot higher. Although I kind of did shoot myself in the foot a little bit because it's going to be harder to get in there without. Well, if we're at war, I can just kill their stuff, and it's like not a big deal. Bye. See ya. Oh, come on. What? Why did it feel like I was slowing down? You're entitled to... Okay, cool. Yeah, I do enough open market trading that I actually got a tax refund. Excellent. Good day, Mr. Big Brain Energy. Well, good day, Halon. Halon. Alan? Overcapacity? On what? Taxes? In this case, it was reverse taxes. I got money. Alright, so they're going to be hostile to me, but this is fine, I guess, because the nice thing about being part of an alliance, a part of a faction, is when the war ends, we're going to be we're going to go revert back to not being hostile. So I can just kind of kill their stuff and have fun with it. Let's get a little fun. Military options. Launch a raid. Oh, why can't I? Requires at least 25% raid effectiveness. I don't have enough? To cause unrest. I need 640? Yeah, I guess I can... I could just kill the Star Fortress, right? Because that should cut down their defenses enough that I can do it. And a Star Fortress should honestly not be that big of an issue. Yeah, Star Fortress does triple ground defenses. If I do remember that. There's a lot. And my fighters actually took out the mines that popped up behind me, which is nice. Let's blow this thing up. Fortress shields, not an issue. These two seem to be stuck on the little floaty guy. That's funny. Dude, this guy is getting annoying because it's just pushing me. Die. I mean, I'm kind of sitting here. You're looking at my flux bar. My flux is doing just fine. The station is not threatening me. This guy looks like he took a serious hit, probably from a bomber. Hey, you're doing fine, you're doing fine. Yeah. We can clean this up real easy. This thing is pushing me again. Let's just kill it. Yeah, it's weird that apparently the Gone is only 80 DP in newer versions of Scalar Tech, because I thought 100 was fine. Yeah, that's true. The Star Fortress with its mines is probably a lot more threatening if I didn't have 360 shields. There we go. We got him. There's not a lot left. Wow, you took a massive amount of damage. It looks like it probably tried facing away from the station to shoot at, like, a frigate. That's what it's looking like. Not the wisest move. I'll say that much. Go kill that instead. There we go. But yeah, so they did seem to take a few unlucky hits, but other than that, that was fairly easy. Nice. Yeah, I don't really want to recover any of those. Cool, we even got an Alpha Core out of that. Nice. Heavy. So, it does say that keeping forces in reserve is supposed to produce casualties, but also using forces as a distraction reduces casualties. But it does seem like the distraction angle is a lot more effective. Because if I take them out, it says heavy, but if I put all three in, moderate. Einzel Gone. Disrupt light industry, but... Oh, yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, so if I go 1 into the light, 2 into farming, and 2 into megaport, then that is going to give me only moderate casualties. And that's a lot of disruption. How many losses? 70 Marines. So that's moderate casualties. And 16 for that one. 31 and 33. Okay. It looks like it doesn't really matter which industry. Even targeting the more dangerous, the higher danger industries didn't act, like it only added like 2 extra points. OMG, we're at war with Tritachon. Yes, that did happen. It happened like we're on a whim. You know, we just bombed a place and we're like, okay, we're at war now, I guess. Which I'm sure Volkov Industries is perfectly happy to go to war with them because they're a direct competitor in the same market. That did make a lot of progress. Yeah. We'll just do that a few more times and that'll be over. If only they had the ships to stop me. But nobody can stop me. See, Rift Torpedo Launcher 20,000. Wow, the fighter actually did... Wow, that's pretty unusual. So these fighters are genuinely really good because they did a lot of armor and hull damage. And a decent amount of shield damage on top of that. That's pretty unusual. Somehow the Rift Torpedo is doing insane amounts of damage. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's get out of here. Well, it's time to skedaddle. Any cool bounties? Bounty, bounty, bounty. Oh, there they are. Right before alliances, of course. Yeah, this one keeps popping up. I'm not really interested in that one. Hegemony Deserters. That could be interesting. White Primary Star. Well, there's 3 of those. There's 3 white dwarfs out there. Thank you. It's about the best. Oh, what's this? Wait a minute. Let's fight that. I mean, I'm not going to get paid to do it, but it looks more fun. Raid a second world here? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But first, let's have a little bit of fun. It's killing time. Oh, this thing could still use a little repairs. This thing's already done. This thing, yeah, it's still scraped up. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. What's the problem, Batsy? Hello, Tritachon artist. I'd like to commission a pro-hegemony comic. Damn good Mark Hamill Joker impression. Thank you. That is what I was trying to do. Look out, little guy. I mean, the Fortress Shields is kind of good against burst weapons like the Volatile Particle Contriver, but we're going to try our best. I mean, these both have quadruple auto pulse, which is an interesting choice. This one at 51% CR. This must have been in a battle already before I got here, because it's missing these at the back, and it's at 51% CR. That's the only explanation. going to send in the fighters, vent a little bit, and we can put our shields back up. Finish off this Paragoon. Vaporize. Yes. And then we're going to go on autopilot, because that should be fine. You can see the Eradicator eradicating. What are you doing? You're kiting. I'm not sure why it flamed out, but yeah, that puts it in a rough spot. Looks like the enemy's even retreating at this point. Robert has officially killed an Omen. That's pretty good. It's not bad. That's pretty impressive. Get them. Yes, get them before they retreat. Come on. You can do it. I lied. You can't do it. Your father is disappointed in you. I mean, I could recover one of these. Not that I would use it, but I could add it to my collection. It's got a good set of S-mods, too. Stabilized shields, hardened shields, flux distributor. It's going into my trophy room, that's all I'm saying. It's going straight into the trophy room. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one that I did. Yeah, undergoing repairs. So now I can go after this one. Well, if I look at my fleet, some of my ships are still repairing. Should be fine, though. Consider your military options. Launch a raid. Yeah. So, we're going to have to destroy the battle station first. Although it's just a battle station and not a star fortress. So it should be fine, but whatever. We're going to launch more. Still no Paragon stream disliked again. Oh wait, never mind. There is a Paragon. My bad. Yep. There is now technically a Paragon. You have been... your attempts to dislike have been thwarted. Oh god, this thing has plasma cannons? Oh wait, that's normal. They do... I'm pretty sure they do have to... Well, they're certainly effective. Alright, it's time to just sit here and do my job. Get a nice good look at it. In glorious, buttery smooth 720p. At least it's not Uhlans. Yeah, that's kind of... We're on the same page here. At least it's not Uhlans. Yeah, unfortunately this thing seems to have a bad habit of targeting something that's faster than it and getting outrun. catch it? There we go. Citadel down. Let's remove this armor module while we're at it. Yeah, get him. Okay, maybe you're a little close. You might want to back up. It's okay. You can chill out. I wonder what it's going to do if I put it on autopilot. Yeah, it's probably just going to sit there anyways. I don't need to manually control that. Did the station just blast that with its tachyon lance? That's weird. Yeah, no, I don't. I think it's just getting unlucky and choosing to attack a ship that can outrun it. I don't think that just getting unlucky a couple of times doesn't mean anything. I would have to wait to see a little more before I decide that it's a pattern. Yeah, there we go. There's another Alpha Core. Excellent. Launch a raid. Disrupt. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a lot. Well, I guess we're just going to take those casualties, because the Marines aren't what's important here. What's important here is getting progress. There we go. How much progress is it? Let's have a look. We're very close. We can just kill a few commerce. Because this, by the way, disrupting industries gets you so much faster than trying to kill commerce raiders, where you get like +10 for killing a massive fleet. Alright, I think that's enough trolling tight Tritachyon. You know, I think we've done enough here. I'm content with that. We can just kill a few commerce raiders around our colonies, and that will finish the job. So what next? Yeah, these fighters are doing an insane amount of hull damage, if this is reporting correctly. In this fight, they didn't do a whole lot. But against the stations, they're reporting a large number. Interesting. Well, whatever. The important thing... The invasion has been disrupted in the planning stages and will not happen. Well, I didn't even notice this, but I guess that works out. Yeah, we're not under any direct threat right now, so I guess I can just do stuff. How much colony crisis? Yeah. Tritachyon is not even generating points anymore. Sucks to suck. VIC ships do count for ground... Oh yeah, these do have aerodynamic design, so they contribute. Honestly, I forgot about that. Yeah, all of those have aerodynamic design, so raiding is more effective. How many Marines do I have left after that? Only 180. But they gained some serious XP, so that's cool. Is it this system? Yes, I got it right. And I caught them just after they were fighting some void creatures. So they're a little bit weakened. Isn't that lovely? Well, I don't really need to specify that one. They'll capture it on their own. Eggs are also aerodynamic, just saying. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how that works. Eggs are not aerodynamic. Have you ever thrown an egg? I compare, like, it's not that aerodynamic. Ooh, those actually hit. Just directly. Not bad. There you go. No, eggs aren't teardrop shaped. They're egg shaped. It's a different thing. Wait, this thing has 4 railguns and 2 typhoons. That's beautiful. It's also a huge pain in the ass because with its system, it's fast enough to keep up with the Cobalt and actually pressure it. But that's really cool. Alright, you get in there because this thing is dying. It's dead. Wow. This piece of shit actually was a huge pain in the ass, apparently. That's crazy. I was not expecting to just lose a Cobalt there, but I guess I did. Get him. Obliterate. Yeah, see, when the enemy ships aren't trying to outrun it, this thing is doing fine. You're telling me that animals that literally fly don't lay aerodynamic shapes? You're saying that as if the egg is flying, but no. Just because birds fly doesn't mean that their eggs fly. That's like saying because humans can run, a baby can run. No, babies can't run. And eggs can't fly. It's as simple as that. No, tears are not egg-shaped. It's an yeah, it's an egg drop competition, not an egg fly competition. Exactly. I will not be gaslit. Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot more deployment points than us, but they're never going to be able to actually apply serious pressure. Outside of that one ramming ship from the Iron Shell mod that actually managed to kill a Cobalt, everything else is pretty easy. Easy pickings. All these fighters are kind of annoying, I guess. But will you be gatekept? Girl bossed, perhaps. Well, those are negotiable. See, wow, it actually used the Omni Lunge to dodge a Reaper. Not bad. Not bad. Eggs can fly, they are just cowards. You know, it's like the old saying, you don't need a parachute if you're only skydiving once. Torpedo. And that's just pretty. It's pretty awesome. Because the Ulan Siege Gliders actually outrange large ballistics. So this guy can just... And this guy's level 7. I'm pretty sure he's got gunnery implants on top of that. Low-Tac doesn't stand a chance. This thing, the Sky Splitter can just kite them. There's still more spawning in. On top of that. You go kill that, actually. I think that's a good idea. Conclusion. Eggs are ballistic weapons. Depends on how hard you throw them, really. Yeah, you can see the stream of... the anti-armor damage is pretty minimal here. This is very much a kinetic weapon. Okay, this is where I would really want to put in a void order next to the enemy spawn point, because this is a little ridiculous. Can't wait for that to be a feature. I'm pissing on the eagle with my super chain gun piss. There we go. Get that antimatter SRM in there. There we go. Come on now. Yeah, that gremlin's run out of combat readiness. Yeah, I do think it needs a little more pressure from... Maybe the Reaper's not a good idea. I think this needs a little bit more offensive pressure. It's not quite enough. Why does it do so little damage? Because that's the way it was designed, I guess. It's a built-in weapon. Yeah, the capital ships look like they got flanked and killed. Bro, the Hyperion just jumped straight in front of an Ulan siege laser and got its engines blown out. Not the brightest move. I'll say that much. You are in an awkward spot because you're going to get surrounded. Yeah, this guy's just going to rush forward. Resonators. Siege lasers. Hellbore to clean it up. Nice. I mean, obviously this would be faster if I deployed the Galn, but I would like to see my other ships. Rather than just focusing on the flagship all the time. It's gonna the flagship is gonna get plenty of chances to shine. Isn't that beautiful? Drop the metal. There we go. Take up a little bit of cash. Oh boy. That latency. We'd love to see it. And I have 6 story points, which is good. Alright. Hey, finally seeing you live. Well, hello, Johannes Grabuschnick. You joined at just the right time because I need to restart because the game is lagging. Oof, the performance. Yep. It's restart time. Yeah, I'm starting to think that I should live stream with vanilla and put mods into videos because the live stream, because putting mods into videos is going to avoid all of these issues that I'm having. But, whereas live streaming vanilla would basically solve that. Vengeance Fleet, otherwise known as a generous donation. Yeah, they're about to donate supplies, more or less. I am not exactly feeling threatened when I see a bunch of Atlas Mark IIs. The most powerful, yeah, the most powerful pirate fleet of history versus the most powerful pirate fleet of today. Donate a nanoforge to them. That would make the game more interesting. I was watching yesterday's stream, and this one is being super smooth, no slideshow moment at any point. Yeah, that is good. I did have to turn down to 720p to achieve that, though. So ideally, if I could cut down on the mods, I might be able to squeeze it up, get it up to 1080p, and still avoid the slideshow issues. But we'll see. Yeah, these guys have S mods, though. 24%? Nah, that's easy. Easy baby mode. Let's go. They don't stand a chance. Wait, really? It's low combat readiness. Oh. I thought it was at like 45%. No, it's at 30%. Yeah, you can leave. You're fine. You're good, buddy. We don't need you. We'll be fine without you, Lil Bro. It's the smoothest stream so far, I think. Yeah, that's because of the 720. So I do have it on... Yeah, it looks like the AI is not activating Super Cruise mode. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, let's clean these guys up. Man, I do like how you can kind of drift in the gown. The gown. That Super Cruise mode does give you that drifting opportunity. Get him. There is no strategy. It's just violence. Pure and simple. Fire the torpedoes. Let's slip the dogs of war. And I do like taking one of a very strong mod ship up against some of the easiest vanilla ships. I mean, technically, they're both capital ships. Guys, look, I'm taking my big capital ship and I'm taking out, like it's like a 1v8. I'm soloing 8 enemy capital ships in my capital ship. Isn't that crazy, guys? And the capital ships are the Gown versus the Atlas Mark II. Yeah, very crazy. Very impressive. Sheer utter destruction. Damn. Base department propaganda. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that we're going to show in our propaganda reels. Join the base department today, and you will be under the protection of our endless, undefeated fleets that have never been defeated. Because we just revert the timeline every time we die. Pirates in your system? Not anymore. Base department is taking care of it. Yes, I killed the egg. Okay, I killed it. And you know what? I'll do it again. When the debasement department comes knocking, you answer the call. Join today. we got a prisoner. Nice. I needed those. Yeah, that was a big supply donation. Yeah, I'm just gonna burn through those. It's fine. That single venture is pursuing the pirates. That's funny. He's like, hold on. I'm here. I'm gonna help. Yeah, okay, little bro. I'm sure you will. I kind of want to do a video with the Atlas Mark II. I want to see what it's capable of with a good build. Because it is a lot of firepower for just 24 deployment points. The only problem is they're very fragile, so you gotta keep them alive. And we did get the ship delivered. So we're gonna have a look at that. We can actually outfit this last ship and see what happens. Put all this crap into storage. Because I'm totally gonna use it later. 100%. 1,000%. 3 alpha cores, okay, I'll take that. It is weird when you buy a ship. Not only does it come with weapons built in, it also gives you like a little bit of crew and supplies, as if you need those. Very funny. Where is it? There it is. And we can store the Paragon. There we go. And we can store that. Bring this up. There you go. Seems a little out of order. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay. And now we can start testing this thing out. Erratic fuel injector. I'm close to being able to fix the gown, so I don't actually want to do that right now. First things first, we strip the ship and get that solar shielding. That's pretty straightforward. And the question is, how are we going to outfit this thing? Alright. I mean, as much as I'd love to fit a rift torpedo on this thing, that'd be a bit silly when it's got a missile autoforge. It's too small. Oh, there's medium bullets. Okay, so that's why. I see. Like the Griffin's got medium missiles, this doesn't. It's got small composites and a large missile. Okay. Okie dokie. Ogly dogly. Maybe something like this. Do I have a Cyclone? I'd love to run a Cyclone here. Do I not have a Cyclone? Really? I don't have any. Are you sure? I guess we'll do a Hammer Barrage. Oh, speaking of, Missile Rex. Well, Missile Rex, maybe not. It's already got Missile Spec and Autoforge, so it's probably fine without that. ECCM seems pretty... Build one? Yeah, I might be able to build one. I'll have to check my blueprints. I think these are going to be Annihilators. For the turret slots, I'm tempted to go with... Now, this one I think is going to be a dual flak for some point defense. These can be Vulcans at the back. And then these slots... Reapers? Something like that. And the flux on this thing is pretty bad. Night refit. I don't remember what this does. It's a lot. Every ordnance point spent on ballistic weapons increases flux. Okay. Yeah, and then it's got the special shields and the modular armor. Okay. Wait, what's the baseline flux for this thing? Very low. I guess that makes sense. Does it need capacity? Maybe not. Maybe we can get away with just shoving armor on this thing. Get some armored weapon mounts. Like that. And then SMod the ECCM package. So the shields are horrible. Well, the shield efficiency seems fine on paper. Hold on. Shields rely on charges to stay up for max of 10 seconds at a time. Shield regenerate. Yeah, so the efficiency is actually fine. It's just that they can't stay on forever. That's what it looks like. Now I can get heavy armor and weapon mounts, and I've already got impact mitigation here, so that's fine. Let's change you over to... Oh. Okay. I was gonna... How fast is this thing? Not fast enough. That's the answer. So I'd rather get this and go aggressive, I think. Wonder if shield shunt would be better. Maybe. Although, probably not. To be honest. Like, people love shield shunt, I know, but realistically, having the ability to block, having shields they can save you from a lot of chip damage over the course of a battle, especially from beam weapons. I think for that purpose, it's usually worth having. Alright, let's see how this does. The classic test. Can the cruiser beat the Conquest? Wow, those engines look different. Oh, there's like a mix of... Okay, that's cool. They have like a mix of orange and blue. So there's like a gradient to them, which is pretty unusual. See, the Rexons are doing their job, and then here comes the torpedo volley. That did some damage. It is a little scared to get in. Did I not make him aggressive? Pretty sure I did. Like, is it really that scared? The dual flak is definitely helping a lot against the Squall. Especially after the nerf to the Squall HP. Yeah, it needs to close the distance and get into range for the hammers. Yeah, this thing is acting very skittish for some reason. Like, you need to move forward. You need to move forward. Squall's punching the air right now. That's, yeah, basically. Yeah, I gave it a kill order. It's still being very... Like, look, it's strafing a lot. It loves to strafe, but it's not closing the distance. Which is annoying. Yeah, I did change it to aggressive. Do I have to give it shorter range options? Is that it? Do I have to? Is that the only way to make it get closer? Because it was really... Like, it's aggressive, it's got a kill order, and it's just not moving forward. It's just choosing to strafe, which is very annoying. These things have slightly less range, so we'll see how that goes. The Reapers are probably not a great choice. They don't seem to have... Well, we'll see. We'll see if we try it on this test. Like, it is beating the Conquest, it's just taking way too long. Because it's just not driving forward. No, I'm not doing safety overrides. I want this thing to have a little bit of range. This seems to be doing fine. I don't know, it's got to be something with the Knights of Lud ships just being kind of different. But the AI's being a little awkward with it. Because, yeah, as soon as I give it a weapon with slightly shorter range, suddenly it's got no issues. I mean, that went really well. Aren't Luddites and VIC mortal enemies? Probably. That doesn't stop me from using all of their technology. I'm gonna do a little stealing. Let's see. Submunition hits 20% chance. So these actually do have... They have very low hit strength, but they've got 900 range, and they do kinetic damage with some EMP thrown in. Not bad. These do seem to do a pretty good job suppressing the enemy. Then you've got a dual flak for some point defense. Annihilators, hammers, reapers. Although, maybe I could go with more annihilators. I've got so many antimatter SRMs, that's a lot. Do I have more annihilators? Hold on. Although having a couple reapers can be good, just for the overload factor. Yeah, I've got plenty of annihilators, okay. Let's drop those down a bit. I guess the only question at that point is it actually going to fire them? So let's run the test again. Because they are a little bit further back in the hull, so it's worth checking. VIC literally has a ship called the Moloch. Yeah, that makes their stance pretty clear. With Afrits or Scythe missiles for pressure. I'm actually not sure what those do. Might have to look at them. So it is firing the hammer barrage, but it's not firing the... That was odd. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Reapers. I didn't like that. Yeah, I did not like how that turned out. Although, these have extra range, so in theory they should be further back, but... Whatever. Hey, I started to watch your Humanity vs. Bug series, and I downloaded the Symbiotic Void Creatures mod due to seeing it here, and I love it. They feel so different, they feel so alien. Also awesome content. Well, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, they do... The Symbiotic Void Creatures do actually do a really good job at feeling like living creatures in space. Yeah, changing those to the Annihilators did not go well. That's kind of odd. It's kind of strange. I wonder why. I mean, for a brick, this thing flies pretty good. They even need to eat. They eat your performance, yeah. That's the one issue, is they do seem to eat up performance pretty heavily. Yeah, I think the overload factor of having Reapers is doing pretty good here. I am liking that. Just the sheer potential to overload. Alright, that's a pretty good fit. I'm happy with that. In fact, let's have a little fleet test. Drop that. Yeah, because we are now exactly 240, right where we want to be. Let's throw them up against some random Hiver nonsense. Maybe throw in some Diablo ships. Maybe not this one. Maybe we'll do a... This is a fleet that would not exist in the game. A mix of Hiver and Diablo ships just wouldn't happen. But we're going to see what would happen if it did happen. Sim Conquest is easy to bully. Yeah. I think it's a good benchmark if you're testing a cruiser. At least for the current simulator. You know, in the future we're going to have better testing standards, but if you're testing it like a capital ship, then yeah, not the Conquest. But if you're testing a cruiser, then the Conquest is an alright benchmark. In a hypothetical Hiver-Diablo Avionics alliance, in a very controversial move, updated to the... wait. Breaking news. In a controversial move, Diablo Avionics has decided to ally themselves with the incoming Hivers as a move to avoid what they call a threat of an existential threat to their own existence. We've reached out for comment, but so far Diablo Avionics spokespersons have refused to answer. That's the backstory. That's all the explanation required, really. Boom. It's pretty good. Whoa! Whoa! That skirted right by the shield. Hey dude, why did you go from Arbalest to heavy autocannons for that 14 build? In previous vids you hated the heavy autocannon. Back then was before the heavy autocannon got buffed. There was a mix of reasons. Partly just because back then I underestimated the heavy autocannon. It was not as bad as I thought it was. And then on top of that it got buffed. That's why I'm using it now. Like, Arbalests against Remnants just don't really have quite enough DPS. And autocannons do have good DPS, on top of having significant... like going from 1.0 to 0.9 flux efficiency is a big deal. Also, Phase Lance has got a massive efficiency buff, which helps you afford the heavy autocannons. So yeah, nowadays I would recommend, like between those two efficiency buffs, I would definitely recommend heavy autocannons now. Whereas before it was pretty difficult to afford them. But even then I would say I was kind of wrong. Like they weren't as bad as I thought they were. You're no longer flying the triple ship. What are you talking about? This is just me doing a test of my other ships. I've got the Gown as my flagship still. I just wanted to see how they would do. Yeah, I think that's the last one. That's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. Finally stop saying gone. I can go back to saying gone. You know, it's one of those things. Pronounce things incorrectly on purpose just to get people correcting you. Testing the kids, understood. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah, so this I can't remove, unfortunately. All that's left is commerce rating. Wait, what's this? Yeah, Colony Crisis commerce rating, that's about it. Well, the hegemony seems to be dominating the jump points. Alright. Well, I think I'm ready to call it here. That was a solid 3 hours. And this time we actually have some nice smooth combat where everything doesn't turn into a PowerPoint presentation where there's too many special effects on screen. Please tell me you're using Alpha Corsa Administrator. No. Holy, 3 hours. Yeah, I know, time flies. Started at I started at, yeah. 3 hours ago. Yes, I know. I refuse to use AlphaCore administrators. I'm quite the rebel like that. Oh, glad you like the folklores. I do like them. It was a good idea. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Hope you had a good time. Take some complimentary blue lobsters on your way out. Sponsored by Tritachyon, who we are currently at war with, but I have standards, and I continue my sponsorships, even if I'm killing the people who are sponsoring me. That's my integrity. I've got integrity when it comes to that sort of thing. Alright. Yeah, thank you for everyone for showing up, and I'll see you next time.